Good morning and welcome to the Daily Sales Training Call. My name is Wayne Wallace and my goal is to help you become a better salesperson and make more sales. The fact that you are here with me or listening to the recording tells me that you're serious about your success and you want to master your sales skills. First, let me tell you the good news. You were not born a great salesperson, but if you show up to this call every day and practice your skills, you can become and learn how to be a great salesperson. Just imagine if you committed to joining me here every day, where you would be a year from now. And just to let you know, just because I host this call doesn't mean I'm some kind of expert or guru. I'm just like you. I'm learning how to become a better salesperson on a daily basis. I have several coaches and mentors that I learn from, and then what I try and do is bring some of that knowledge that I learn here to this call and teach you, because they say the best way to learn is by teaching. So I've set up some social media pages that I'd like you to join me on. I've got a Facebook page and group, I've got a Twitter page, and I've also got a LinkedIn group. So just do a search for Sales Skills Mastery and you'll find those groups. So let me tell you about the structure of this call. If you're new to the call, we've set it up specifically to train and rehearse. So the first part of the call is the training portion. I'll pick a topic and talk about it, and then we'll open it up for discussion and questions and practice and drills. Now those last two things are very important. To become a great salesperson, you can't just study, you need to practice and drill. And that's why we've set up the call this way. This is a private, safe place that you can practice. So today we're going to be talking about persistence. And first, before we get into it, I want to read you a little quote by someone you know, but I'll read the quote first and I'll let you think about who that is. He said, "I'm convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from unsuccessful entrepreneurs is one thing: pure persistence." So who do you think that was that said that? It was Steve Jobs. And if you know the story of Steve Jobs, you know, he started Apple Computer with, what's his name, Wozniak, and became pretty successful. And then his own company outed him. And he went off and started Next Computer, and eventually they brought him back in, or he fought his way back in. I don't remember the details of it. But, and then until he died, you know, he was, you know, making Apple the company that it is today. So let's take a look at the definition of persist. To go on resolutely or stubbornly in spite of opposition or warning. To be insistent in the repetition or pressing of an utterance, such as a question or an opinion. So it means that you need to, you know, in spite of any opposition, you need to continue forward, right? So how do we do that when we face objections and naysayers and negative people? Well, we have to be totally convinced about whatever it is that we're wanting to do, whether it's start a new career or get involved with a certain thing. We have to be totally sold on our product, on our service, on our company, on our mission. whatever that thing is that you're persisting in, that you want to persist in. You know, if it's just going to see Star Wars, like you want to go see Star Wars, well, you're going to persist in that, and either the person's going to go with you or they're not going to go with you, right? Maybe they hate Star Wars, but you persist enough and they go. You know, like maybe your kids, they want, you know, some candy or something like that. They're going to persist because they're passionate about that candy. They want that candy or they want that toy, right? You have to be 110% sold out. You can't be like, well, maybe I want to go, you know. Tony Robbins says that the most confident person in any situation wins. So when you persist, you have to be prepared, because you're going to face rejection, you're going to face emotions, and you need to be ready for it. You need to, you know, build up those muscles, because if you're not strong enough to handle whatever comes at you, then that other person's going to win and they're going to beat you down. So you need to prepare and practice. That's why I emphasize practicing on this call, because it's critical that we practice our sales skills and our rebuttals to objections. It's critical that we practice these things and we can come back immediately and just react to whatever, you know, it is that a prospect or a customer may say in the right way, not in the wrong way. So I want you to start preparing to practice in these calls. Maybe you're not ready today, and that's okay. But when I open up the call at the end, I want you to be ready to practice with me. So get your scripts together, get your objections, get your rebuttals together, and let's practice on this call. So be sure to hang out until the end. That's when I open up the lines and we can practice. So the other thing to realize is just know that it's not a personal issue, okay? The fact that someone is giving you an objection or getting angry with you or getting upset with you because of what you're saying or doing, that it's not a personal issue. They're reacting out of some personal issue of their own. And they don't like the perceived pressure. It's not really that you're pressuring them. It's their own internal pressure. Okay, so you need to know that it's not about you. It's not about your product. It's not about your service. It's not about you asking. It's about the perceived pressure that they have, but it's really internal for them. And we need to learn how to maintain control of our emotions, even if they get, you know, hot and red and angry. Then we need to control our own emotions and don't react in an emotional way to their actions. We need to stay calm, stay on point, and continue with our mission of making the sale. Say we're in the close and we're closing the sale, and this person, you know, says, you know, quit pressuring me. Well, we need to stay on point, you know, acknowledge their concern or their objection, and then continue to close. If you show the person, the customer, the prospect that you can maintain control, they're going to have more respect from you. And then you're going to end up controlling the sale. You're not going to control the sale if you just start arguing or even validate their objection. Because then you're getting into a battle about, you know, what's right and what's wrong. You just need to acknowledge their objection and then continue through the close.
Hi, this is Wayne Wallace, and thank you for listening to this little segment from one of the daily sales training calls. I'd like to invite you to join us live on the daily sales training call. Just head on over to dailysalestrainingcall.com and you can get the live dial-in information. We look forward to having you with us.